everyone, it's Lilly Douse here at the AIBC /𝐒𝐭𝐨𝐬𝐬 2023. It is an incredible event and I'm so lucky to be joined by Abhishek Bhattacharya.
That's correct.
Yes, I got it right. Yes, amazing. I love when I actually get a name right. It's so difficult for me sometimes. And so you are an entrepreneur through the blockchain world and also a Forbes 30 under 30. And as well, an award winner last night at our incredible AIBC Awards. You are our Blockchain Educator of the Year. So that was a big introduction. So why don't you just now take a moment and introduce yourself to everyone?
Sure. Thank you, Lily. And thanks for the warm introduction. So in my entire journey in the blockchain domain, it has been more than now half a decade, say 6-7 years. And over that time, I have been involved with multiple activities. When people look at me or when people talk to me, sometimes they get confused that, are you an entrepreneur? Are you do you teach or do you, what exactly do you do? So what I do is my first passion has always been to be an entrepreneur. Build products, create some change, and that I've been able to do, thankfully. In fact, what we will be speaking on tomorrow in the panel during the conference is about the impact of blockchain technology, and having a social impact added to it, which is exactly what you mentioned, the Forbes 30 under 30. I'm a social impact category awardee there. So my work specifically has been in enabling farmers, starting with India, now in Zimbabwe, then in Ghana, multiple projects where the farmers are enabled to take loans from banks as well as from decentralized finance, DeFi lenders, against the crops that they harvest. So that's a very unique proposition here. And this is for the first time in their lives, for the first time in our lives as well. And this has gotten a lot of traction. And in addition to that, in the past, I've built other kinds of products in blockchain. And when I'm not an entrepreneur, I love teaching, which is what I received the award for yesterday. And it is that about spreading the knowledge of blockchain technology, because when I'm an entrepreneur, I want to hire people, and I can see that there is no talent. There's a huge dearth of talent in this industry, not like AI, ML, data science, and everywhere else. So I'm trying to fill that gap. In a nutshell, that's about me.
It is very true, actually. I think this whole world that we live in gets so caught up in what they see in the news a lot, a negative energy related to blockchain, whereas actually they're not seeing the utility of the technology. There is so much that this can be used for in any industry. And so we need to educate people. We need to train people. And that's exactly what you are doing. And so what excites you so much about the space?
The use cases, actually. When I started back 2016, 17, around that time to get into blockchain tech, understand what cryptocurrency is and all of that, people used to think that, what are you doing? You're basically scamming people. Bitcoin is a scam and all those things. And everyone in this industry has faced that. Let's be clear. But as the years passed, I could see that there are so many good use cases that came in. For example, ours. For the first 3 years, the project I was working with, we did not use cryptocurrency anywhere, but it was a good blockchain case study with marquee names supporting us, more than 200K in equity-free grants, and then some equity investments as well. All of that came in on the back of a good blockchain case study without the use of Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. And then bridging that with crypto did make sense. Similarly, for example, my next book, which is completely different, in a different domain, which is in blockchain applications in healthcare. It's about, electronic health records on blockchain, doctor-patient access on blockchain, all of that. A big use case, no involvement of cryptocurrency, right? So all of these use cases where we are basically replacing traditional legacy technologies and then bringing in blockchain tech with a whole new world of possibility out there, new characteristics such as security, the immutability, all those core characteristics of blockchain. When they deliver a business case study, that's a beautiful thing to watch. So that's what excites me, because there are two sides of the coin, and one side is definitely turning up more as compared to the other now as years go by.
Amazing. Well, definitely everyone out there needs to check out your book because that sounds really interesting. It's actually funny because I did an interview with a company involved in the healthcare space, and that was what they were specializing in because they were based in America, and they're explaining to me, which I'd never even thought about before, when you move through states, it's actually so difficult to get your medical records, even if you're flying from, New York to LA. if something happened to you in LA, they're not going to have your records on file. It's all held in paperwork back in New York, which absolutely bonkers. So it's amazing what can be done. So why don't you explain a little bit about, your research into this and a snippet of what's in your book?
Sure. I've been fortunate to be co-authoring this book with multiple other authors, and all of us come from. We are doctors, right? We don't work at a hospital, but we know blockchain from the core, right? And then there are some people who are involved in the medical domain. So combining both of those kinds of knowledge and then bringing out, exactly what use cases can be delivered. Just take a look. For example, we wear, rings. Smart rings, we wear a smartwatch, we wear like the all the meters that check your pressure from SpO2, etc. So many things. All of this data can not only help you, but it can be detrimental to a lot of your life, daily life, right, if it gets in the wrong hands. And where can that happen? It's not always hacking that creates a problem. For example, when we give out data to other companies, when we are working on just using an application and we're giving out some financial data, that comes and bites us back because that data goes in the wrong hands, not because someone hacked it, but because the organization you were working with did not turn out to be as truthful as they mentioned in the privacy policy, right? So that's how it works, right? But in the book, what we explore is that how to take control of data from the hands of a hospital and put it on the blockchain. The blockchain should be the owner. We have to go for decentralization, right? We have to move from centralization to decentralization, and that's what blockchain in this entire space can do. And this is one such space, right? And one such book. There are 50 different spaces, 100 different books, right? So that's what my book holds.
Wow, that is so interesting. I really do think people live in this little bubble sometimes where they actually don't think outside that box and think, what is next? This is not just cryptocurrency. This is the blockchain, and it's here to revolutionize, change systems, change the world ultimately, which is so exciting, and it's amazing to be part of it. So let's talk a little bit about blockchain in Asia specifically. So you're based in India. Yep. So how do you see a differing in markets between India, Southeast Asia, and globally? How do you think things are transforming, and where are things going?
So honestly, Asia, there are so many technologies that have come up towards the West first, and then have been adopted towards the East. But here I'm seeing that there's no one who's leading the market. Yeah, of course, some countries are, and they are not segregated in one side of the world. For example, Malta, has, which just came to my mind, right? So they have a wonderful jurisdiction for, blockchain related and crypto related projects, right? Sometimes India doesn't, okay? Which is why many companies have shifted from India outside to other nations. But overall, when we are talking about Asia, it's becoming a hub, right? I was taking a look at also down below in Australia. I was taking a look at few of the Australian clubs. Then if we go towards towards the Middle East, I was at a conference in Saudi last October. Then in Dubai. Dubai is amazing in terms of a market and a jurisdiction, because that's where all our Indian companies are going. All exchanges, everything has gone there, right? So they're wonderful as a market. And the entire Middle East is driving it. Saudi is driving it, right? And US is sometimes in a very dicey situation what to do about this. Sometimes they're launching ETFs. Sometimes they are not trusting the crypto altogether. But overall, I think Asia, this time for this technology, I have seen that has taken a bit of a lead. And I believe that is the reason we are here at AIBC Asia, right? That AIBC has been all over the world. But in Asia, you would find, so many good use cases I have seen, because I've gone to conferences all across. So in Asia, multiple of them. And I've seen the caliber of the use cases there, of the entrepreneurs there, of other people who are involved, speakers, etc. All of that is turning up, and is quite evident in the AIBC schedule as well, the fixture as well. So I think that's where Asia is leading, the crowd in terms of blockchain technology, and others definitely are catching up. But this part of the world is taking a lead. I think so.
Yes, I agree. I think a lot of it is also behind the fact that in this Asian markets, there's also so many use cases, because there is a lack of, reach to certain banking systems. As you were saying about farmer loans, always see that as much in the West, let's say. So I think there is so much application in Asia. It's just a fascinating market, and there's so much that can be done here. And people really should be looking to move businesses to Asia. Think of ideas within Asia, because there is so much potential.
Yeah, talking about those use cases exactly, the potential is driven when you're creating an impact for the very, a certain strata of the, the society where technology does not reach at a speed as it reaches, other stratas. Now, for example, the use case I was talking about, the farmer use case, farmers getting loans. The same loans were used to take 15 to 17 days earlier for the farmer to take. Those are 15 to 17 days worth of daily wage earnings, daily wages that they are not able to earn. In addition to that, it meant running post to pillar at banks. What technology can do is solve this problem in a fashion that they don't have to run at the banks, right? But then how do you solve the fraud problem? That's where we came in, where what we are solving. I was solving the project in India, then now in Zimbabwe, Ghana, getting trade on the blockchain as well. All of that can now happen because blockchain comes into the picture and it just says that, okay, let me handle everything. And that's not just, your day-to-day, but frauds as well, the behind the scenes. I am going to bring back banks into the picture who had pulled out because they were facing so many frauds in this industry. So this is one such use case, right? And this is not just India, so many other places. So I believe that these kinds of use cases, I was remembering that someone is creating a card for farmers, right? Someone is creating a digital wallet, which does an off-ramp, on-ramp solution from crypto to fiat, fiat to crypto for blue-collar workers. All of these are creating impact with, definitely technology like an app for, a good social impact for population, who, a good number of people who are not involved with technology until now. Like in my own use case, when we created this app, they were able to sit and in one click of a button, able to get some loan, in their account. They were not accustomed. They are not like us, right? They are not accustomed to ordering food, on Grab or ordering taxis, etc. This was for the first time they were using a technology. They had no clue that they were using such a complicated blockchain technology at the behind the scenes, but they were happy that they were getting it in real time and very low cost because no intermediaries, right? Complete disintermediation by using blockchain, fraud prevention by using blockchain. So all of that definitely driven by technology.
Wow, it is so fascinating. I definitely think we're going to see a lot of those businesses are here today. I've spoken with many people doing payments in, lower economical societies, allowing people that could never have bank accounts to have bank accounts without the KYCs and without having to have a requirement of a certain amount going into their account. So it's fascinating the amount of people we've got here at AIBC. And so what are you looking forward to today? What do you want to get out of being here? We're happy you're here, but what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, with this action-packed, schedule that you have, 2 days, right? Yesterday was awesome, meeting so many new people involved with so many different projects. The auction was amazing, right? And today I have seen that there are so many good projects, not just who are speaking here, but who are in the expo that people can visit. I plan to visit all of them, right? And today and tomorrow. And overall, I have brought my mother here, right? Yeah, I did. Not today, but she'll be here tomorrow. And we will be visiting all the stalls, all, expo stalls, as well as a few of the talks, which interest me specifically from a business perspective. I really want to, get more partners on board. People who are very interested in using this technology for social impact causes. Not just India, or maybe in Manila, or maybe people who have flown in from Dubai and US and Europe, right? They're doing their projects in their own markets, geographies. We want to get there. We want to understand that, okay, how can we work together? It's not always about investments or about, the financial impact that you can create, but it's always about the support that you can give. Like in my own project, there were so many marquee names like the Government of India, United Nations Development Programme, Citi, Cisco. All of these names did not pay us a dime, but they did give us so much support. It was unparalleled. I'm looking for such partnerships here and, as much as I can take from here and also deliver back, right? Because I believe I also come from this experience, which others can probably utilize and get into the Indian market, get into other Asian markets, or maybe, work together to create a global ecosystem altogether. Thank you.
That is exactly what I always say. It's all about collaboration in this industry because ultimately we blockchain to be accepted globally. How do you do that? You meet one person who knows another 10 people, who knows 100 people, and it builds a community. And that's what you're doing. You're educating people. You're being here today, you know, bringing your mother tomorrow. You'll have to bring her along. Can we have an interview with your mum tomorrow? But yeah, no, it's just great to see and meet people like you that really want to connect people. You are an educator in the blockchain space. You're an entrepreneur. You do so many different things. So thank you for joining us here at AIBC Asia. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy the next 2 days.
Likewise, thank you, Lily.